How's it going? Welcome back, my beautiful sinners, to another great and amazing majestical video with your boy the Savior. That's right, I'm not hopped up on crack. Welcome back to the channel, my beautiful sinners. If you are new, which is pretty likely, go down below and subscribe for fresh and original content. Go down below and subscribe for a chance for a shout out at the end of the video. With each video, I will shout out my recent subscribers, so make sure that you go do that. And check out my electronic synth-based music that I make on my channel and on Spotify. And let's get on with the video. Get yourself ready today, boys, because it's gonna be a spicy one. It's gonna be a juicy one, that's right, okay? So strap yourselves in, grab your little safety blanket. Tomorrow is the big day for movie history, I suppose, and gaming history, because Uncharted, the movie, that's right, Uncharted, the movie is coming out tomorrow. And I'm sure the whole internet will be flooded with Uncharted movie reviews and reviews of Uncharted the movie, and I'm sure it's gonna get very highly rated. This new Uncharted movie is going to star the darling, the wonderful Tom Holland, the recent Spider-Man, that's right. Now, I've just got to say this, okay? I might be coming from a slightly biased perspective, but I don't like Tom Holland, okay? I don't think he's a good actor. I think he overacts in pretty much every scene that he does. It never really feels genuine with him on screen, in my opinion. I think the original Peter Parker was by far the best, Tobey Maguire, and I don't really know Tom Holland from anything else except Spider-Man. He just looks like an anxious little baby boy who stepped off the big boy train. And, you know, I just feel like his acting isn't that great. Nothing against him personally, I just don't like his acting. I prefer actors like Jake Gyllenhaal or Joaquin Phoenix. Actors who can really portray emotion without actually saying anything, I think, are just incredible. And I just don't think he's one of them. I mean, let's be honest, most actors are overrated. They are mostly all scumbags in Hollywood, let's just be real. And Hollywood is dying, which is great, and that's probably why they're trying to milk the gaming franchise. That's probably why they're trying to milk the gaming industry now, because they know that gaming now is massively popular, and Naughty Dog really did start this cinematic gaming trend with The Last of Us, with Uncharted, and they really made it cool to have video games with strong narratives where it basically feels like you're watching a movie and you can actually play the game sometimes here and there. Now, many people don't like this type of game design, and I personally think now it's a bit oversaturated with this kind of cinematic bullshit when I just want a good old-fashioned video game now and then, but I do enjoy these narrative-driven games, and Naughty Dog are amazing developers, and I absolutely love Jak and Daxter and Uncharted. I'm coming from a place where I think it's highly possible that the Uncharted movie is bad and the Uncharted movie sucks, just because I feel like we've seen this done before. We've seen, you know, big directors try and do an adaptation of a video game and make it into a movie. We saw that with Hitman, we saw it with Tomb Raider, we saw it with Mortal Kombat. There have been so many times where they try and adapt a video game into a movie, and it always ends badly. It always just feels so out of touch from reality, and not in a good way, not in a fun, quirky, you know, this is a thrill kind of way. It just feels just stupid and just laughable most of the times, that you can never really take it seriously, and the acting is usually terrible in them, the direction is usually not that great, and usually the thing that really holds these adaptations back is the writing. Now, the director of the Uncharted movie is actually pretty well known. He made Zombieland, and he also directed 30 Minutes or Less, and both of these movies, although quite forgettable and they're just kind of fun little popcorn schlockfests, okay, nothing, you know, high art, but they are good quality funny movies, and I feel like there is a bit of hope for this Uncharted movie, because this director is known for just making outlandish action-adventure comedy type movies, usually sprinkled with dark humor. Both of the movies I mentioned do use dark humor a lot of the time, which of course I love, because cynical British man, of course, living in this depressing country where there is no sun, it makes you appreciate dark comedy, let me tell you that. Ooh, I love to sit indoors all day and drink cups of tea. oh, what a life it is to be a British man. So there is some hope with the Uncharted movie, but I just feel like still the Uncharted movie sucks because I just have a bad feeling about the casting, okay? Mark Wahlberg does not scream Sully to me. Sully is already such a grounded and mature character with this kind of woody charm to him, this kind of old-fashioned kind of cowboy charm, and Mark Wahlberg doesn't have any of that, and he himself is a terrible actor. I don't like any of the shit that he's in. He basically just plays himself. He always plays this kind of Joker character, not in the same comedic vein that Sully, the character, is portraying in the Uncharted games. I just don't feel like it matches at all. And then Drake, you know, this kind of cocky, confident, cocky Chad. Drake's character, this kind of James Bond, charming, cocky, arrogant son of a gun who just loves to kill everyone, it doesn't matter who they are. And that's very funny that in the games it's never talked about because, you know, the Uncharted games aren't realistic. They are over-the-top action games. It never takes itself seriously with, you know, the things going on. Like I said, he literally has killed hundreds and hundreds of people, but it's never talked about. But transferring those themes from a video game into a movie, I just don't see how it's gonna work that well, especially, like I said, with the actors. These two actors couldn't be further from Drake and Sully, if you ask me. There are so many other actors who would have fit the role far better than Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. I feel like they just got Tom Holland because at the moment he's the most popular in Hollywood because everyone loves Spider-Man, Marvel schlock. I just feel like this is Marvel's Uncharted and it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't feel right. And if you look at the trailers, it just looks kind of cringeworthy how over the top it looks, because that's fine in a video game, but in a movie, when it's trying to ground itself in a semi-realistic fashion, it just doesn't really work. So the only hope that I have for this movie is if they actually use some really clever dark humor and some really clever writing. And I feel like the only hope with the Uncharted movie is with the director, because like I said, he's not great, but he's not bad, and he has made some pretty good comedy, action-adventure type movies, and that would fit the role of Uncharted. But the acting, the writing, that's where I'm pretty worried, because in the last few years we have seen that the movie industry and Hollywood has just been so desperate for attention, and they only produce these massive blockbusters that are Chinese approved, and there's always some kind of agenda forced into it, some kind of progressive woke agenda, and we've never really seen a good video game adaptation. We've never really seen any good adaptations, really. You know, that can be with anything, with anime, for example. Death Note on Netflix was complete trash, Cowboy Bebop wasn't that good, and nobody really knows how much the source material has been respected and how much they're actually going to use and take inspiration from it. They're already kind of mixing it up with the first Uncharted mixed with the fourth one, even though this is an earlier Drake. So I just feel like it's going to be a confused mess most likely, and that the Uncharted movie sucks because it's just not going to respect the original foundation, and it's modern Hollywood, and we all know that they are just a bunch of child-loving vampires, and the movie industry is pretty terrible nowadays. The indie movie industry is booming, and there are some great quality movies. There are still some good, you know, big movies being produced from A24 and other studios, but I have no idea. This will be a complete hit. This is either going to be a massive success or it's going to be a huge flop and disaster. I feel like this movie is really going to either make or break video game adaptations, and like I said, I just feel like the Uncharted movie is bad. If they chose better actors for these roles, more fitting actors for these roles, I feel like I would have a lot more hope for it. But the director isn't terrible, and he has made some good similar type movies to Uncharted, kind of in the same genre, so there is a little bit of hope. I'm not saying that the Uncharted movie sucks 100% because it's not out yet, but I just have a feeling it will. But I hope that I'm wrong. I hope it's actually good, and I guess time will tell. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Let me know if you love Naughty Dog, and I'll see you boys in the next video. Have yourselves a great day. Smash like and slap my butt cheeks. Now let me show you some recent subscribers. Thank you to Dude0507, very cool name. Zachary Kays, nice to have you on board, my sinner. Robert Watson, very moist. Michael Todd, oh, Michael Todd, what a gentleman you are. I also want to shout out, hey, it's Bert B, if that's how you pronounce your name. I've been promising him a shout out. He's now a classic sinner in the Savior community. Thank you for joining. And Joker Reacts, also a nice dude, for subscribing. So make sure that you do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.